So Susanne, thank you so much for joining us. I'd like to discuss with you a little bit about the onset of when Rolf purchased Ulysse Nardin and came with this incredibly strong vision to be one of the most creative brands in the industry. First of all, you were there since the beginning. Would you say that that was certainly his compulsion, and if it was, why was it that?
Well, Rolf was involved with the watch industry for all his life, since the very beginning. And when he purchased the brand, Ulysse Nardin in 1983, a dream came true because he could work on the final timepiece, and that really was the achievement of his career. And he bought a brand name which had a huge history, had fallen very deep and low, and so his aim was to bring that company back to fame and reputation, based on that history linked Ulysse Nardin to the sea, the DNA with the marine chronomies, etc. And Rolf had the vision, and he knew that he only could bring back the company with providing something new and different. So he had to go and look out for a watchmaker to provide that content. Rolf was not a technician nor a watchmaker, so he needed the support of a specialist. And that's how he met Ludwig Oechslin. You've met him, Ludwig, as well. And he said, Ulysse Nardin needs something unique which has never existed. Astrolabium, planetarium, tellurium. That was the kickoff. But then followed by timepieces like the perpetual calendar. Again, innovation, something which hadn't existed before. Breguet has created wonderful timepieces, but it's not because 200 years there was something good and excellent that you should stand still. In any other industry, you have to go and be creative and move on.
Yes.
If you need a heart because you have a heart failure, you're happy and you need the doctors to have improved the techniques, etc. So why should the watch industry stand still?
Yes.
And this was exactly what the energy Rolf had, and he had the guts, sorry to say, or the courage to take risks, to take decisions, and to say, okay, let's move, let's try it, do it, fix it. And I think it proved right with the success Ulysse Nardin now has nowadays.
Of course. Now, so tell me what, well, actually, first of all, I always find it funny with the story is when he bought the brand, they had half an employee because they had one person that would come in a little bit every once in a while to work on marine chronometers. So am I correct that you were like the second employee?
I was the third one.
Okay.
But yes, we were a very, very, very small team. And of course, the first years were, you touched everything, but very, very fast in the 90s, we started growing, of course. The success of the trilogy had started proving its positive effects. And as of 1996, 97, for the 105th anniversary, when we introduced the perpetual calendar, the marine collection, we started with the manufacture process of building up the manufacture process and the sites we are now in here. And nowadays we have a full team of almost 300 colleagues here in Le Locle and La Chaux-de-Fonds. So
that's amazing. Now let's go back to 2001. Yep. It's Basel Fair. The freak is unveiled, and people start losing their minds for two reasons. The collectors all lose their minds because it's probably the most innovative watch they've ever seen. It's a watch where you have the movement giving the time-telling indications. But at the same time, the industry gets really shaken up because there's this kind of funky new space-age material inside called silicon. Tell me about the reaction to the silicon gear wheels in the escapement.
Well, I think there were several factors which was provided very strong reaction. The introduction at Basel World, there was a lot of wow effect, very positive wow effect, and some more effect of saying, oh, now they've gone nuts at Ulysse Nardin. Why do they keep a name for a watch, for a timepiece? Freak. It sounded negative. It sounded weird. And then on the other hand, it was excused because they knew all on the watch industry, it's a small family, so all the CEOs know each other more or less closely or from afar. They knew, and they had this image of Rolf always being a bit, different. And he dared to be different, and he dared to have his own style. Yes. And it's exactly also the way he finally said, okay, the code word freak. That was the name of the project during the preparation time. We keep that name. It fits to the brand. And to use different material meant and showed once again that he believed that outside of the watch industry you could find solutions, that you shouldn't just stick and be closed within the industry, but open up to new technology, open up and search outside of your boundaries, of your comfort zone for solutions, especially that we had brought a technical, very, very innovative mechanism,
yes,
which needed the support of new technology.
Absolutely, and it was necessary for that watch to work. But at the same time, silicon brought in a whole new series of performance advantages. As you had mentioned to me earlier, it was amagnetic, so not affected by magnetism. It could be shaped in really intricate shapes. I mean, I remember the first escapement wheels that you used had one elongated impulse tooth every fifth tooth, but it was skeletonized at the same time. It was incredible. And at the same time has a very low friction coefficient as well, right? And also incredibly high precision and tolerances in the manufacturing process. So today, can we agree that silicon has changed the watch industry? You know, we even have Patek using silicon and saying one day all their watches will have silicon escapements.
Well, for us, the team, when we each time after 201, after Basel World, when we had these yearly meetings, when we walked through the halls of fames of the exhibition at Basel World, we went window shopping and we saw, also this brand uses silicium now within their movement. So it comforted us that we were on the right track, that we really believed in it. There was a bit of up and down. Of course, the watch industry, the competition or our colleagues would look at us a bit differently, a bit critical, in a critical way, because they would say, "Oh, you don't have any return in regards to the quality, how it will perform a long time." Although at that time we already had machine and testing and laboratory systems to make advanced checkings whether the material would last. So it's for us, of course, a confirmation that nowadays many of our colleagues and competitors use the same materials in the movement.
Great. And two last questions. The first one is, well, in fact, you guys ended up creating Sigatech, which was to give this technology and the freedom to be creative to the entire industry. Is that correct? And was that important to you?
Of course it was. There is another word, one of these testimonials from Rolf, very strong belief in independence, independence in the manufacture production, in the manufacture movement production, and the foundation of Sigatech together with our partner Mimotech, of course, is really a testimonial to that strength and belief of Rolf's to work in that sense, to be completely independent in the manufacture movement making. Production.
And last question is, 15 years now, we've had a 15-year anniversary for the Freak. It has become one of the icons of watchmaking. How do you think Rolf would feel looking back at this, and what does the Freak, when you look at it, what does it remind you of related to Rolf and his extraordinary ability and character?
Well, the Freak is, for me, Rolf and Freak is a bit a synonym, because when Rolf introduced the Freak at Basel World, he had this idea to work for to introduce it with a carnival clique in Basel World. Rolf has a very strong connection with Basel, so at Carnival they have those freaky crowds of people, and that's the way he introduced the Freak. So nowadays the Freak, as Luca had mentioned to you, it's the laboratory on the wrist. We have made evolution. It's also Rolf's inner moving, don't stand still, keep moving, go forward, look forward. It's for the brand, you're doing it, there's more to come, don't stand still. And it's exactly what is happening with the Freak, and what we will be sharing with you over the next couple of months. And this will be a testimonial also to Rolf and to his continuous energy, which still somehow is within us, within these walls. And yes, Rolf was a very, very close friend to me.
So when you see the watch, you think that he's spiritually, he's still here with us?
He is, definitely.
Right. Thank you.